Coming up on Dude, Don't Just Lick Stuff.
You know what I mean?
You weird little freaks. You don't want to know where we live. I don't want you to know where... You might want to know where we live, you little freaks.
You can't know.
Yeah.
Non-consensual massages is crazy.
So,
yeah.
how did he get there?
Because he just announced them and then like he ran behind somewhere.
Xanoids kill hundreds of thousands of plantoids every year. Oh no, not the plantoids.
I have a couple more notes.
I'm not saying that we're done. I'm telling you my part's over. Jesus Christ.
Fall.
It's Beaver time!
I've soiled my tunic.
Welcome back to Dude, Don't Just Lick Stuff, the Adventure Time rewatch podcast where we make food, eat it, and talk shit. I'm trying to do the intro here.
Oh, so
Yeah.
sorry.
I'm Seth, and with me is everybody's favorite sister, Savy. Say hi, Savy.
Oh, am I supposed to talk now?
Yeah.
Hi, Savy.
You speak when you're supposed to.
Oh, yo.
Just kidding.
Yo.
Welcome back, you guys. Today is season 1, episode 7. It is known as Ricardio, the heart guy, right?
Yes.
One of my favorite episodes, personally.
We all know that.
Oh, yeah.
We've talked extensively about how it's your favorite episode.
Oh, yeah. Well, Savvy, how are you doing?
I'm doing pretty well. I'm sorry I had to make you wait a bit. I was getting my hairs did, and the lady said 1 hour, and it ended up being 2 hours.
Full disclosure, I got here when you told me to, so I was in your house waiting for at least an hour.
You got here at 5 or 4:30?
4:30.
Oh, I told you I'd be done at 4:30.
Yeah, you said 4:30 to 5, and I said, great, I'll be there.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oops.
Well,
I got done at 5:30.
That's okay.
So sorry.
Yeah, I mean, I got everything set up in the meantime. I got to look at the recipe for the thing I'm making, so I'm locked in for that.
Cool. How are you doing?
I'm pretty good. We both got our hairs cuts.
Yeah.
We got ourselves in pretty little scrunchies.
We're matching today.
That I think we're gonna post something in the BTS.
Probably.
It's very silly, goofy, but cute nonetheless. We both got our hair cut. Oh, I wanted to actually say something about that. I got the lady who's cutting my hair. We were chatting and it was just like normal stuff, but like we were getting along, and she ended up lowering the price of my haircut.
Oh, that's nice.
Instead of like $30, it was like 10.
That's super sweet.
So I tipped her pretty well, but it was just nice to
Yeah.
not have to. I was gonna tip her either way, but I tipped her a little extra for doing that.
little extra.
So it was very nice of her. And
That's sweet.
Hope she's doing all right. I think her name was Rebecca. We don't have to cut it because I don't know anything else about it. So.
Okay, I'm like,
So-
are we keeping the name?
So Rebecca, if you are listening to this, shout out to you. Thank you for the nice, cheap haircut. We appreciate it. Times are tough. Anyway.
I know the person who cut my hair in real life, so I'm not gonna plug that.
Whoa.
Well, no, just because
they did a bad job.
No, they
you
did.
look like a grandma.
No, she did a good job. It just so happens that our grandma and I have like dark hair and a bob. Like that's just how it is. But no, she did a great job. I just, we don't want weird freaks knowing where we live
Oh.
because she works in the town that I live.
Gotcha.
You know what I mean?
You weird little freaks. You don't want to know where we live. I don't want you to know where... You might want to know where we live, you little freaks.
You can't know. I mean, if you... I was going to say if you saw the story today, but this is like a month after.
Weird little freaks.
Well, Seth had his dogs out on the Instagram story today, so if
Oh,
you're
yeah.
listening to this now and you didn't see it, it's too late.
Womp womp. You'll never see those feet.
You missed it.
Actually,
He's trying to get on Wiki.
I am trying to get on. The whole point of the post was I'm like, she's like, she sent me a screenshot. She's like, do you want the dogs in or out? And I was, do you want like emojis covering them? I was like, nah, let them.
Let the little freaks have it.
Let them have it. I actually screenshotted that text because I was like, I was gonna post that.
That's
Like,
really funny. You should.
I was gonna post that. Because my feet were out, and I am trying to get on WikiFeet, make some extra cash.
You don't get cash from WikiFeet.
No, but you build a fan base.
Oh, okay. You want to build
you
up.
create the demand.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah. I'm a businessman, Savvy.
I'm like, that no one earns money through WikiFeet.
Not with that attitude.
Yeah. No, I almost put on there and he said he would want his dogs out
Yeah.
on the story is what I
Yeah.
almost put. But I think the caption was more fitting.
Probably after this, when we take our break, I'll post that. Just so you guys know the timeline, we're weeks ahead,
Yeah.
basically. We built ourselves.
6-ish weeks ahead.
Damn, really?
I think so, yeah. Well, because we have the side quests.
Oh,
too.
true. Oh, yeah. So by the time you guys are listening to this, you would already have seen side quests if you haven't.
At least one of them.
Yeah. So if you haven't seen side quest episode 1, go back and find it. I worked really hard editing it, so.
And it's a lot of visual components, so you should watch it on YouTube rather than listening.
Yeah.
You'll still get the gist listening, but it won't be as fun. So go to the YouTube and watch it.
Which is DDJLS Podcast. You can find it that way. Or Dude, Don't Just Lick Stuff.
Yeah.
We argue in that, so if you want to see us
Yes.
get mad at the end, it's funny.
It is funny.
I really did like the end of that video.
They're like, oh, we haven't been arguing. And the subtle foreshadowing.
Exactly. Not so subtle.
Not so subtle.
It's funny because I really didn't plan it.
No, I know.
to
It
get-
just happened. Yes, we're rocking scrunchies. Again, go check the Instagram when this episode comes out and you'll see it. Or the community tab on YouTube as well. I always forget about that one. Sorry, guys. I'm learning.
I also forget about the community tab. We're so bad about posting
We're
it.
learning. We're learning. Are you ready to get into
Yeah.
the episode?
Yeah, why don't you get started with your usual...
The spiel.
Yeah, I was going to say bullshit, but that was sounded
That's
demeaning.
rude.
Yeah.
That's really rude.
I didn't mean it like that. I just meant,
This
you know,
is
your shit.
work, Seth. This is hard work.
Yeah.
Do you understand?
Yeah, you just say Adam Muto, Meriwether Lewis.
Not Meriwether Lewis. That was the joke that you had. So, like you said, season 1, episode 7, Ricardio the Heart Guy.
Mhm.
The air date,
I'm guessing April 2010.
April 26th, 2010.
I didn't know the date.
It's probably the last one in April, I
Well.
would say.
Maybe.
Maybe one more. We'll see.
Probably not.
So the director was Larry Likeleader. The story was by Meriwether Williams, Tom McKeon, and Adam Muto.
Ah, there he is.
Written and storyboarded by Bert Yoon
Oh,
and
that's-
Sean Jimenez.
They're new.
Nope.
Yep.
No, they've been in.
Nope.
They've been in at least one other episode.
I haven't heard any of them.
Yes, they were because you went, they're new, so
Maybe.
the listeners know.
I'm sure they don't. Dumbass.
Oh, yo!
You're gonna make them turn against me. They need to pick a favorite, so I'm gonna make their choice for
Well,
them.
our polls for the food.
Savvy,
so
I know you're
far.
voting for them.
Just on my own private one. Are you not?
No.
Yeah.
So
I'm trying
she's
to
referring to the polls on the community tab
on the
on YouTube, and so she's posting the pictures of the food and says, "Who do you like more?" And she's liking her own shit. I'm not even doing that.
You should. We need engagement.
Yeah, but like,
We have.
I
So
want
who
it-
else is voting? Because there are other people.
I don't know. I haven't looked.
There's like 3 other votes.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Any of them for me?
Well, yeah. Mine's just winning.
Hmm.
I think my vote
it's-
is actually pushing it.
Yeah,
over
I'm thinking the same thing, actually.
Because I think they're like normally tied.
Yeah. And then you're just pushing it. Jerk.
Well, vote for yourself. That's
okay,
the whole thing.
God.
We need engagement, dude.
Well, that's
It
not,
needs to be neck and neck.
That's not how you do it.
You don't like your own stuff?
I mean, no. Like my own like posts and stuff.
Well, not from your professional account, but like from your private
I mean,
account.
yeah.
That's
I
what
mean,
I'm doing.
But
Yeah.
but it's something about it because it's a competition that's cheating.
No, it's not.
Yeah, I like my own stuff. You know, we'll hear more from up and coming rapper Baby Sheep coming up, but
Yeah, our buddy.
our buddy, friend of the show, actually kind of an asshole in real life. You'll see that interview someday. Maybe it's before this, maybe it's after this. I don't know, but it's gonna happen. He's booked and busy, so it's kind of tough to nail him down.
Yeah.
Kind of an
yeah.
asshole, if I'm being honest.
He was late too.
Yeah.
Anyways, so the synopsis here: a smooth talking heart creature named Ricardio appears wooing over Princess Bubblegum, making Finn jealous while suspicious he may actually be a bad guy.
Isn't Ricardio voiced by like George Takei?
Sure is.
He's the guy from Star Trek, right?
Yes.
Yeah, I remember not really like knowing the full grasp of that as a kid,
Right.
but like
Just
when
being like, this place is weird.
I mean, I knew it was like a voice I've heard too, because he's like
Sure.
he's done a million things.
But we
too.
also didn't watch Star Trek.
No, we're Star Wars family. Proud of it. But like I never like really put two and two together, I guess. And then when I heard it as an adult, because again, I also on my rewatch I do skip this episode. I fucking hate
That's
it.
true. That's true.
But I just heard it and was like, oh yeah, that's that guy. And yeah, so he's very talented.
He is on the episode commentary.
Oh, cool.
Yeah. And so is Hynden Walsh.
Don't know who that is.
Hynden Walsh, I think is her name. Princess Bubblegum.
Oh, I didn't know that was her name.
Yeah. Yeah.
I just like
She's also Starfire on Teen Titans.
I know that, but I just never really knew her name, I guess.
Honestly, it surprised me because I was like, that doesn't feel like your name.
Right.
So we'll be hearing a bit of them on the DVD commentary.
Cool. Well, I mean, they're not going to, but
I'll be relaying what they said.
I see.
Yes.
I was like, are they here?
I have a recording of it actually because I was too lazy to like take notes as I was watching.
Got
So
it.
I like took audio notes and then I
Crazy.
transcribed them later.
There you go. That's technically an extra step, but at the time you were being lazy.
Yeah. At the time I was like, I don't have time to like be pausing it and taking notes and stuff.
Yeah.
So I'm just gonna do an audio note and then type my notes up later.
One day I'm gonna use like ChatGPT to like summarize the episodes for me when I get lazy.
I mean, I get that.
Because it takes a while.
Yeah.
It's like at least 2 watches and like pausing every 15 seconds. Imagine if this was a longer show.
Oh my gosh.
Like if
so
this was
much.
like a 30-minute like show, I would be like, dude, this fucking sucks. I'm not going over all the points.
Right. We would have to start skipping some stuff.
Yeah.
All right. Well, let's get into it.
Yeah. This episode opens up immediately. I'm just gonna bring out the gates. Conflict number 1.
Mm-hmm.
A dog's blank is cleaner than a human's. You can put anything there. It's gonna be true.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
So the show opens up with the
Not a myth.
Nope, not a myth. It's real. But the show opens up with Ice King having kidnapped Princess Bubblegum. And our boys, of course, are there to stop him. Finn says, "Hey, fart face," and he chucks a snowball right at Ice King's face real hard. It like it like hits his face, but like I don't know, pushes
Indents
it.
it,
Yeah, I'm
yeah.
like, it's a snowball. That's crazy. So maybe it's just a block of ice that he just threw it up. Then he says, "Ah, my eyesight," which is a funny way to say, ow, my face or my eyes.
My eyesight.
And Jake takes this opportunity. He gets 2 lumps of coal, puts them on his butt, and he transforms his butt to look like Princess Bubblegum.
Of course.
Of course, what else would you do? And he swaps places with her in the Ice King's grasp. And PB finds that funny and starts kind of giggling.
Of course.
And then Finn's like, he sees what's going on. He's like, "Yo, Ice King."
Yeah.
He says, "I bet you'll never kiss the princess." I bet you so much of this stuff is censored. Like,
This
Yeah.
episode was heavily
I was like,
censored.
there's a lot of like kissing and a lot of stuff like that
Yeah.
talking. So
You
I'm,
want to know what's funny? Is it was heavily censored in parts of Europe
uh-huh.
and less censored in Australia and Asia.
So inconsistent.
But we'll get to that.
I was listening back to some of our like first episodes, and like I think it was Lumpy Space episode. I was
Yeah.
listening back to that.
It was like every other line.
I know. I was like,
censored.
dude, this sucks. So I'm assuming it's another one like that. We don't have to cover
Similar.
all of it.
No, and there is one that relates to this, but also relates to another later point.
Gotcha.
So I'm gonna do it all in once.
Cool. Well, after Finn kind of makes that, he's riling up the Ice King. Ice King's like, "Bet." And he takes off his crown, which is like, dooming him essentially, leaving him
Yeah.
very vulnerable. If they wanted to kill him, they could have killed him right there.
It's crazy.
Anyways, takes off his crown and goes, "Mwah," kisses Jake's butt. Says, in my notes, it says, Ice King says, "Bet," takes off his crown and smooches PB's cheek.
Yeah.
'Cause it's not her cheek, it's
But
Jake's
it's
cheek.
Jake's cheek. The other kind.
But they reveal it's Jake's butt, and Ice King decides to leave, saying, "Hey,
Mm-hmm.
you guys have won the hour, but the day will be mine, just like you, princess. Mine."
Yeah.
Which is crazy, and he flies away with his beard flapping around.
Yeah. On the DVD commentary, when it opened, right? Tom Kenny was like, "Ah, yes, the Valentine from hell for Ricardio, the hurt guy," and then he's like, "Right into action." But Tom Kenny also said something that was really funny. He said, "Nothing says action like ukulele music," because that's like the whole
Oh, yeah.
thing. But yeah, and then they were talking as he was flying up. They were talking about like Ice King's underwear, just in general,
Was
for
it
some
just
reason.
the wraps?
I
Because he
don't
always has the wraps, doesn't he?
I don't think we ended up actually seeing his underwear,
Okay.
but they talked about it just because like the angle.
Sure.
And Hynden who voices PB,
Yes.
asked why he always had underwear on the floor. Like in his castle, his like ice castle. He always has like underwear on the floor and like clothes. And
Guess
stuff.
I didn't really notice that.
Yeah. so she was asking about that, and Pendleton said that attribute was based off of his roommate Jesus, who always just had his laundry on the floor. His mattress was also on the ground with like a TV and VHS player, and then he also had just like leopard print curtain. Which I think the Ice King has.
I'm sure.
And he's like, yeah, that's what the Ice King's like living situation was based off of.
So basically, the Ice King is like an amalgamation of like everyone's flaws,
kind
including
of
Pendleton's own,
including his own.
That's interesting.
Yeah, it was an interesting choice.
Well, after he flies away with his beard flapping in the wind, and apparently maybe an underwear shot. I don't know. I didn't really catch that. PB thanks the boys and decides they want to throw a little party in their honor at the Candy Kingdom tonight, but not before giving our boy Finn a little hug. That was cute.
And a little blush.
Yes. Sub-conflict number 1. Finish it for me when I say young, dumb, and full of...
Nope, I'm not finishing that.
Love. Young, dumb, and full of love, Savvy.
Oh, whoa, how could I have not guessed that?
Didn't me and Jake like explain that one to you? That's so funny.
I was like, what?
Young, dumb, and full of love. The boys are walking to the party. He's holding a paper crane, Finn is. He's
so cute.
It's a little janky if you looked at it.
But it's a cute sentiment.
It's a great gesture, yeah.
Tom Kenny was like, I didn't know Finn knew how to make origami.
I actually, fun fact, ladies, I do origami, so I can make a paper crane like that. Yeah, I could do it while we're recording, but the sound would probably
I can do
be
it better than this animated 12-year-old.
What an idiot, dude. I don't even know how he got the tail like that. It was kind of like backwards low.
Well, if you did like ASMR origami folding where it was like that's all.
I'm sure that's someone's thing.
Yeah, I'm sure. But I mean, like if you're like, I just want to do some origami for you guys, and we didn't record video.
You just basically hear paper folding
over and over again.
That's pretty funny. I'm sure someone likes that though.
Also, I smacked my microphone. So.
No, well. So yeah, he has that paper crane he's holding that he's made for Princess Bubblegum, and Jake's kind of picking up on the fact that Finn's got feelings for the girl.
The vibe.
But he's kind of stammering, finding ways to compare the situation from earlier to his current feelings. He says, "I bet you wish you were my butt." What? And he says, "I bet you wish you were my butt because then the princess, And
he's like, "Wait.
No, wait.
I bet you wish you were Ice King and the princess was my butt."
And then he's like, "What are you talking about?" He's like, Oh, I bet you wish Bubblegum would kiss you too. And like the Ice King in my butt. So it's just a lot of butt. I'm assuming that whole scene was censored.
Oh, yes. Yep. So that's the part where I was holding off for because...
There's a lot of butt talk.
Well, kissing. So the whole scene where Ice King accidentally kisses Jake's butt was cut. However, the scene in which Jake talks to Finn about how he wants Princess Bubblegum to kiss his butt wasn't initially
weird.
So it was like really a confusing scene because people were like, what is he talking about?
I see.
But surprisingly, when this episode first aired in Australia, that scene wasn't cut. However, the censors must have recognized the like supposed sexual reference in Jake's butt and quickly patched up the episode to make it cleaner.
I see.
Yes.
Well, great.
And then the line, "What a patoot" from earlier was cut, of course.
I didn't say that, but Princess Bubblegum did say, "What a patoot."
What
anyway.
a patoot.
So now Finn's kind of flustered, but then he has like a quick little vision of like PB giving him a little smooch on the cheek, and he blushes, and he's like, "Aw," and then freaks out because he's trying to shake it off because he's a teenage boy or a preteen boy. He's embarrassed, He doesn't want to admit.
He's got a crush.
He wants to beat the "you're into her" allegations. I don't know. Boys are weird. But then they finally arrive. They show up, and then when they open the doors, and Peppermint Butler is like, "The boys are here. We're announcing the arrivals, Finn and Jake." And inside, on either side, there's giant like ice sculptures of Finn and Jake, and like they got like weird. Like Finn's like weirdly tall, like he's huge
and so buff,
and like we'll post it. I don't know. On the stories or something, but on the left statue looks a lot more normal, I guess, but the one on the right is weird. He's like in a weird twisted kind of pose, and he's got like 3 sets of abs. It's like way crazy. It's insane looking, but Yeah, it was at 2:08. I even had this. I said quick.
Yeah.
I said quick note. The ice sculptures at 2:08 on either side of the door are so funny.
Yes, they were drawn by Natasha Allegri.
Oh,
That was in the DVD commentary.
cool.
Yeah.
So after, they're announced their arrival, everything, like, though this party's, like, about them, it's in their honor, no one seems to be acknowledging them.
That they walked in.
Yeah, and that there's all these candy people huddled together. Like, what could possibly be distracting them from their honored guests, right? Conflict number 2. Ricardio.
The heart guy.
No, Ricardio. Friendio or, Foyo? They're all gathered around Ricardio, who was massaging LSP's back, walking
the
around
best
on them.
friend massage.
Yes.
Just super weird.
We will talk about that. But Ricardio, little heart guy, lot of like detail for the face. It's gross.
So much.
Don't like it.
Very like overly wrinkly and stuff.
Yes.
And yeah, that was a choice for sure.
Yes.
But George Takei was, when his voice came up, he was like, and that's me. And they had a bit earlier that I didn't really mention, where when their voices first came up, it was, I think Tom Kenny started it, where he was like, whoa, that's a really young Jeremy voice, And then...
Well, let me guess. This is the first episode they shot? Jesus
They-
Christ. It's every episode,
They
man.
thought that it was like episode 2 or something. I'm like, you're wrong. This is episode 7 in the production code. But I know they're just, because I think they recorded those like
In a
years
day?
later. Definitely not in a day.
I know.
Because they would have been like, this wasn't the first.
Yeah.
But it was like years later, So yeah, Tom Kenny was saying like, whoa, that's a really young Jeremy voice, right?
Jeremy Shada, for those of you who don't know.
Jeremy Shada. I already said that.
I know, but you didn't say Jeremy Shada. You just said Jeremy voice.
But I said that
Ah,
it
la,
was
la, la,
him
la.
in the DVD commentary. Anyways, so Tom Kenny was mentioning that, and then his Ice King voice came up, and he's like, oh yeah, look, it's a younger me voice too. And Jeremy's like, yeah, from like 50 to 53. And he's like, dude. And so then George Takei was like, that's me, my voice sounds the same. When Ricardio came up.
It certainly does.
Yeah.
He does have a very iconic voice.
And they were asking him, Tom Kenny was like, have you ever played a body part before, George? And he's like, yes, I've played body parts and I've autographed body parts. I'm like, all right, dude.
Well, he does call it the best friend massage because
Yes.
it can only be done for friends, and it's completely consensual, which
I was like,
sucks.
not
Like,
platonic, but
I know, like, but
you know?
consensual, just like there's so many other words to say. Like, I'm glad, like, that's the bare minimum that it's consensual.
It has to be.
It has
right?
to be. You shouldn't just be giving out massages if they don't want it.
Non-consensual massages is crazy.
So yeah, it doesn't have to be for friends. Like, Savvy, you massage people for a living.
all consensual.
All consensual.
They're
not your friends.
They come to me.
Right.
I mean, some of them are, but they were my friends before.
Sure, yeah,
they
yeah.
were
But I'm
clients,
saying, like, some of them are just strictly clients.
most of them,
I would say so.
all except for like a handful of people, are
Right.
strictly clients.
And it is all consensual.
Yes.
Some friends, some strangers, all consensual.
All consensual. That is important.
Anyways.
All platonic,
He said-
also, by the way, just to be clear.
Yeah, just because the word sensual is inconsensual
Yeah, no.
does not
None
mean
of that. None
just
of that.
very chill. Let's
Medical
move on. We
kind
have
of
to move
massage.
on. We have to move on. They're gonna really like doubt it now.
I know. Yeah.
No, guys, seriously.
No, I know.
It's like just a normal massage. Anyways, Ricardio says, "Relax, LSP." Yeah, and he does a flip and like lands on her head, and seemingly shoots her to the other side of her body.
Like one of those squishy things.
Yeah.
You know, where you squeeze one end and it boom.
Pumps out the other.
Yeah.
Can't really do that with like Finn. Can't really get away with that. Like
Or,
if you were
like
to,
humans.
yeah, if you were to jump on his head and his head wouldn't come out the other side,
No.
it wouldn't look like that.
It might work for Jake,
Maybe it
but-
probably would work for Jake.
but
But Lumpy Space
no
Princess
one
was
else really.
Lumpy Space Princess was probably the way to go on that.
Yeah.
Anyways, Finn's kind of like, who the hell is this guy?
What's going
Because
on
everyone's
here?
cheering and like, hey, he's kind of hogging the spotlight. What's going on? Like, I'm the guest of honor, bitch. There's a secret tunnel that I want to talk about too.
Yes, we'll get to that.
I'm glad you.
There's a lot going on in the
so much.
tunnel.
Little secret tunnel that opens up from these bookshelves, and we see Princess Bubblegum arriving. And also, was that Peppermint Butler
Yeah.
carrying her?
Yeah.
How did he get there?
Because he just announced them, and then like he ran behind somewhere.
He found a different secret tunnel to go all the way around. I didn't think about that until
And she was just
now.
like riding him.
Yeah, that was
like...
weird. It wasn't like in a chair or anything. He was just carrying her like above his head. I want to talk about that because in the background you can see like a skeleton hung up by its wrists, like it's like chained up. Like,
did you see what was on the wall next to
I
it?
did. The number's 87061.
Yeah, there's a 4 right before that as well.
I thought that was the number sign. I thought it was number sign.
No, it's 4 because it was just the way that they drew it. You know.
I didn't like look too hard. I guess I didn't have my glasses either.
Yeah, 487061, which is the tag number of the color hex, the wall's color.
Whoa.
So that's the color of
I
the
was
wall.
thinking, I was like, is this something to do with the Enchiridion?
What is this? Is this a date? Is this like...
Because you remember, like, on the Enchiridion, there's
Yeah.
numbers. I'm like, is that the? We'll discuss it.
No, it's the color, the hex color.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's cool.
It's neat, but it's not like as fun.
No.
But in the DVD commentary, they were talking a bit about the situation. So Pendleton said that the skeleton in the hallway gives a glimpse into Bubblegum's seedier hobbies, in which she tortures enemies of the Candy Kingdom. And I'm like, that's crazy. And Hendon was like, I haven't heard anything about this, and we're in what season now? You know, and then they didn't say, because I was curious to see like, oh, when are they recording this? And then she said, my friends think that the candy people are terrifying. And they're like, why? She's like, I don't know, they seem nice. And Pendleton Ward was like, they seem friendly.
There you go.
So there's some dark stuff. They talked about like there's some dark sides to some characters here.
Interesting. All good. All
and
good
Jeremy
things.
was like, the whole show's pretty freaking dark.
Well, a simply unflattering close-up of Ricardio is shown.
God, it's so bad.
His whole heart-shaped body starts beating.
Yeah.
And snot runs from his nose at the sight of PB. He's into her, clearly. Like, you could just tell that's the vibe. And
That's unfortunately the vibe.
yep. Finn ends up trying to give Princess Bubblegum that paper crane, but Lumpy Space Princess interrupts to introduce her to Ricardio. Be like, there's this hot guy or cute guy, whatever. You gotta come meet him. And Ricardio takes her hand. Well, you know.
And LSP's like, I don't even know your name.
Oh, yeah. And he introduces himself as Ricardio. He's been waiting all evening to meet her.
Of course he
You know,
has.
and Finn's kind of mad. It cuts to him like stashing the paper crane in his pocket really fast. It's kind of sad. It's like, you know, when the character who bought the girl or picked some flowers,
Yeah.
and then she kisses the boy, and then he throws them down, and then she's walking away, and she sees the flowers, and
Yeah.
she's like, but she knows.
She knows.
Yeah, it's just like that.
It's just like it. Except PB doesn't know.
Right, because he doesn't leave the evidence behind.
Right. He just puts it in his pocket.
And Ricardio's he's spitting some nerdy game with her. Like, he knows what he's talking about, it sounds like.
Sure does.
And she's responding to it, asks if they want to continue that conversation at the dance floor. And so Finn's like, why doesn't she want to dance with me? Like, why didn't she ask me to dance? And Jake's
Right.
like, if you want to go dance. Like,
Yeah, just do you, dude.
Finn's clearly experiencing jealousy for the first time, and he doesn't know how to express it or what to do with it. He keeps saying he's just being weird. He feels weird.
That's a funny thing. When PB was dancing with Ricardio too, Hinden was saying that she kept wanting to make PB swoon and like a really sexy voice, like, oh, Ricardio, you know. And I was like, what is going on?
That would have been too much, I fear.
It would have been too much.
Well, Jake is wise as they come. Tells him he's dealing with new emotions he doesn't understand. And Finn's like, I'm not jealous. But Jake's like, you know what? Just go out and dance. Just be normal. You know, do your thing. But then Finn kind of overhears Princess Bubblegum and Ricardio's conversation.
Yes, this is
And-
the part where she was, yeah.
And he decides, like, oh, I can't compete with all that science talk. Like, they're talking stuff I don't understand. And Jake's like, go out there and do your science dance. Which I just love when they throw in bits where it's like, clearly we haven't heard of this.
Yeah.
But it's like it's a lived in world. They've
Apparently
lived
it
in
exists.
There's a
Yeah.
science dance. And then he's like, yeah. So he goes out and does it. And he's like, you're a pro, don't worry. Just go do it. He goes to do it, but then he goes like, hey, princess.
With those like geometric arms,
Yeah, he's like,
you know?
do you want to spend time with me?
Science dance.
And then Ricardio is excusing himself. He's like,
Yeah.
oh, excuse me, princess.
Jeremy Shada was really funny because he's like, this is the most obnoxious thing of all time.
Oh, no, it really
is this
sucks.
science dance thing. And
Do you want to hang out with me?
one of the things in the trivia was talking about, which I find, some of the trivia things I find are really funny, because it'll be like, oh yes, when they were dancing, Ricardio and PB, it's like, there was all this techno babble, and they're like, it's probably a reference to George Takei because he played, you know, this character on Star Trek. I'm like, thank you. Thank you, trivia. You know?
Yeah, maybe.
And then Tom Kenny said, like, everyone loves fake science.
Oh, yeah, because
like, because it's just fun. It's
they're
fun
just saying
stuff.
garbage words, and it's very funny.
But yeah, PB is not thrilled.
No, she says, what the cabbage?
Yeah.
She said, I was learning about xanoids.
I love this part.
Me too. Finn says, like, oh my god, I love xanoids. They're my favorite.
Yeah.
She says, xanoids kill hundreds of thousands of plantoids every year. Oh no, not the plantoids.
Uh-huh.
Plantoids produce melatoxin. And Finn's wise, and he kind of just, he knows he's out of his depth, and he's...
Just silent, yeah. Just staring at her.
And she's like, ugh, melatoxin killed xanoids.
It's like, so are xanoids good, or...
Yeah, so when he's like kind of debating that, she cuts him off, and she says, like, Finn,
You're jealous.
you're jealous. And he's like, nuh-uh, I just feel weird, or I'm just being weird. She's like, that's jealousy, hon. I'm not jealous, I'm weird.
He just shouts that in the middle of the party.
And it
everyone-
echoes, reverbs,
Yeah.
and Jake's like, woof.
Yeah. Hey, buddy, come here.
He's like, yeah, I'm gonna bail. He's gonna bail him out. He says, there's peanut monsters at the bar, and we gotta slay 'em. There's
Come
no,
help me.
and he can't wait. So he's just dragging him away. Sub-conflict number 2. First a cheating slut, then now a misogynist?
Yeah, I know what you're referencing.
Come on, Jake.
I know what you're referencing.
I don't want to have to bring you up in these sub-conflicts ever again, Jake.
Honestly, disappointing.
Honestly, Elephant Fidel, I could forgive you for cheating.
You can forgive him for cheating.
But I will not excuse misogyny. Anyway, so Finn is flustered, and he's like, "Oh my god!" Like I was struggling. Like, and then she twisted my words, and then Jake's
He's
like,
all, yeah, girls are twisty.
"Said ladies are twisty, man." And you should see the emojis I used.
Oh,
The,
oh, yeah.
What's that mean? What does that mean,
What?
Jake? What are you trying to say, Jake? And he's like, "Oh."
And PB's smart too. Yeah.
I literally wrote, "Bubblegum is super smart too." I said, "Don't be impressed by that. You seem surprised."
You seem surprised.
Too many questions unanswered. Well, to get off of him now, I'll leave him. I'll let him breathe. But Finn thinks like Ricardio's a villain. He can just feel it, you know?
Yeah, in his gut.
Even though Jake's like, you're just experiencing like romantic jealousy, probably.
Right. Which makes sense.
Which he is.
Mhm.
But, you know,
Also, maybe validated.
right. He's like, it'll make me just feel better. Like, we should just do a stakeout. I'll prove it.
Mhm. Oh, during this scene,
Mm-hmm.
when he's describing, like, I think he's a villain, he's like, no, he's not, and back and forth. PB and Ricardio were, like, off by themselves, and he holds up, like, a duck and, like, a fish.
Yeah.
And he's, like,
I
talking
did
to
notice
her.
the fish. I didn't see the. I guess I didn't. Like,
It was
pay
weird.
attention to the duck.
But Tom Kenny,
I think I was taking notes.
yeah, Tom Kenny during that was like, would you like the chicken or the fish? You know?
That's funny.
Like, it was a weird waiter sort of
Right.
situation. It
That's
was
pretty-
funny.
That is funny. Well, they are on the stakeout, and he's got his binoculars, and Jake says, like, let me see. And then he sees them. He's, like, trying to read their lips, and he does a bad job. I can't remember. He said something about, like, a booger. I don't know. Fart?
I don't remember.
I don't know. It wasn't right. You know?
Yeah.
And he's like, Finn's like, stop messing around. Like, we gotta go. We gotta pay attention. We gotta bust this guy.
Oh, did you know? So I'm so sorry. Did you
Your turn.
notice? Shut up. Did you notice the opera music during this?
Mhm.
This wasn't like needle dropped or anything. This was all composed for this episode.
Oh,
Yeah.
cool.
That's
Why?
right. Because all the music was like, that's how it was. It was composed by Casey Vasikis, and the vocals are from some performer that he knew. Pendleton was saying this in the commentary, and he was like, yeah, I don't know who the vocalist was, but Casey just like invited them over and said like, belt it out, and they just knocked it out.
Nice.
Yeah.
So after he kind of butchers the lip reading, they
Yes.
they move along because Ricardio kind of tears off, and so they go follow him. He's like, "Oh, let's go!" And they like swing around and stuff, and it was kind of cool looking, like Spider-Man-esque, like when he just jumps and then Jake is his webs, you know. And it was really cool. I like that. But then they see Ricardio with some rope, and then he jumps into a dumpster and
Sure does.
breaks a bottle, and
Sure
you're
does.
like,
What's he doing?
don't like it.
That's when Tom Kenny was like, "So, George, I know that you can fence in real life." And he's like, "Oh, yes, I can.
Oh yes, I
Even
can.
with broken glass."
Even with broken glass. I love that. They then see Ricardio actually talking to the Ice King.
Yes.
Because it's like all of a sudden he's like, "Oh my god, look, like he's being shady," and then he follows him again. He sees Ice King.
Yes.
Then he starts beating him up in the freaking alleyway.
Yeah.
I'm like, whoa! And then he throws him in a dumpster. I'm like, hey, I know that Ice King's a bad dude, but like, come on, man. Like,
But-
he's mostly just sad.
He's mostly just sad. But Jake says
Oh yeah, he's convinced.
that means he's a good guy
Yeah,
because
it-
he's beating up a villain.
It clears his name because Ice King's evil, and then Finn doubles down though and says, "No, that's a super villain, more powerful than lesser villains."
And Tom Kenny said lesser villain, but like in the Ice King voice, he's like,
That's a villain.
who you
Less
calling
a
lesser villain?
Conflict number 3: heart attack, backlash. Parentheses.
Dun.
Oh yeah.
I love that situation. That's
Well,
so funny.
They decide either way because they put their guts together. They say, you know, we gotta prove them right or wrong. You know, whatever it is. Like we just want to make sure we get the clear understanding and the truth. So they go to confront him.
Mm-hmm.
Finn and Jake see him walking down with his little sus stuff in his hands, and they ask him if he's good or evil. If he's good, or if he's evil, or just good with an evil face.
Yes. Yeah.
Which was funny.
Or you just cursed with an evil face, you know.
Ricardio explains that that's none of their business, which just, that means he's bad, right?
Yeah.
You know
That
what I
does
mean?
not mean anything good.
It's like when someone asks you, like, "Oh, are you so-and-so?" Who's asking?
Yeah, it's like, oh,
It's probably them.
this is confrontational,
Well,
you know.
It means it's them, because no one, like, if you said to me, like, "Hey, are you Donnie McButtons?" I'd be like, no.
Who the
But if
hell
I
is
say
that?
who's asking, you're gonna be like, "Oh, that's him. That's the guy." So that's basically the same thing. Saying it's none of your business if he's evil or not.
Right.
Anyways, and he says, like, "Well, my plan's almost complete anyways." Finn's like, "You gotta stay away from her. And also, I could stop you whenever I want to." He's like, "Oh, yeah."
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Yes. that's my
Jake,
favorite
I know.
line.
Yeah. Yes.
Just like he's like over it a little
Yeah.
bit. Like, yeah.
He's like, "What are we doing?"
Yes.
And for if you don't remember that was Jake interluding. It's the best line of that whole dialogue.
So funny.
Anyway, he says, "I could stop you anytime I want." He does the "oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah." He just punches the shit out of Ricardio. He's
Yeah.
a little heart, you know?
Did you see Finn's teeth changing?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He changed into Ricardio's teeth.
Is that what it was?
Yeah. Like,
Yeah.
yeah.
I just remembered that it changed, and they did mention that like it changes from scene to scene depending on who's drawing teeth. The teeth will just change.
That's
like
funny.
you know how we see the expressions will get all weird,
Mhm.
you know,
With the
and we're
faces.
like, whoa, that's crazy, like extra wrinkly and stuff.
Mhm.
And I'm like, oh, that's just for emphasis. And I thought like his teeth just changed for like emphasis or something.
Wow.
But he's just like, nah, changes depending on
Well-
who's drawing them.
Well, whoever drew Ricardio drew Finn because
Apparently.
they have the same exact teeth.
But Jeremy
in that scene
also
specifically.
Yeah, Jeremy also said like she sure knows how to pick him about Ricardio.
Right. Well, he punches Ricardio just in time for PB to catch Finn
Of course.
hitting him. She's like, "What are you doing? What's going on?"
Mm-hmm.
The boy Ricardio, he feigns his innocence, and of course she believes it because, you know, he's just a nice guy.
Yes.
And he's like, "Well, he's got this rope and these broken bottles," and she's like, "Dude, they're for our project,
Yeah.
Xanoids or whatever the fuck." I mean, it wasn't Xanoids, but she tells Finn, like, "You can't punch Brainiacs because of how fragile they are."
And George Takei said he was like big bully picking on a teeny tiny heart. You know? And Hinden said they would make such a beautiful couple.
Yeah, and he needs to knock off this whole jealousy thing because
Yes,
it's getting
he
out of hand.
does.
Which, I mean, she's not wrong.
Control your emotions, Finn.
Yeah, figure it out. You know,
Don't
you're-
attack
You're not just being
people.
weird. Now you're assaulting people.
Yeah, that's really weird and illegal.
Well, who knows? In ooh.
Probably illegal.
Yeah, probably. Anyways, he's upset now. Like they leave, and he's like, "Oh my god, she hates me," and
Yeah.
it's like I'm wrong about Ricardio. Like maybe I am jealous. I mean, I don't think he says that, but like, you know, you can tell he's
I think he
processing
does.
some stuff. Suddenly, Ice King, once he says like, I was wrong about Ricardio.
Mm-hmm.
Ice King crawls out of the gutter.
Poor guy.
Yeah, he's all bruised and battered and says, "No, Finn. Ricardio is evil." We go into a flashback because he knows. He's telling the story. Turns out Ice King, in an attempt to win the day from earlier, remember when he
course.
said that and he flew away? He wanted to win the day.
Of course.
He tried to cast a spell to take control over Princess Bubblegum's heart.
But he lost control of his own.
He did. So sad. Long story short, TLDR, Ricardio is the heart of the Ice King.
That hopped out of his chest and walked away.
And so he is evil. It is him. His plan was to take out Princess Bubblegum's heart and marry it and make out with it.
Make out with it, which is so
And
gross.
As he's about to like leap from the window, he's like miming making out with
yeah.
it was gross. His tongue swirling around.
The tongue thing, Pendleton Ward was saying he was so grossed out by it that he wanted to cut it.
Yeah.
And he's like, we left it in because someone's gonna like it, you know? But he was literally like, this is disgusting.
That is gross.
And Derek Dryman animated that tongue.
Derek Dryman, famous for SpongeBob, no?
Is he? I don't know.
He's in a lot of the credits.
Oh, really?
Of SpongeBob.
That's crazy.
I'm pretty sure.
I mean, that would make sense.
Yeah, with Tom Kenny connection and all that.
Yeah.
Well, Ice King tracked down Ricardio, and
Yes,
now we're.
crawled his way to the Candy Kingdom.
Oh, I'm not. Oh, yeah, with his heart thing, like being out of his chest.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you know, kind of like stumbled and crawled his way there.
Yeah, so he ends up tracking him down, and then we're now where we are, where he's beat up in a dumpster. So
Did you see that, like, the crown dimmed a lot?
yeah, I noticed it looked different.
There was some talk on the wiki about how, like, if the wearer of the crown is, like, close to death, that, like, the crown
gems fade.
dims and stuff. Yeah.
Interesting.
So I was like, oh, okay, that's an
It's like a
interesting poll.
codependency.
I don't know if it's like, oh, it loses power because they're dying. Because, like, it draws power from them and gives power to them, right?
Yeah.
You know? Like we talked about
Yep.
in our side quest.
Go watch it now if you haven't.
It
Yeah, I don't know. I gotta be honest with you. I don't know how it works.
was just neat.
Yeah, it was cool.
It was an interesting detail.
So now we're back to real time, and we're back to conflict number 4.
Mm-hmm.
Well, now we're into conflict. No, you know what I mean. Shut up. Conflict number 4. The heart.
No one was talking.
Shut up.
The heart wants what the heart wants.
Yeah.
I guessed it.
Yeah.
You didn't even ask.
Well, that's the first time. I just stopped asking you. Because you get
Sometimes they're fun, but sometimes you do like off the wall ones, and how
mad.
could I ever guess?
I really like to do the off the wall ones.
which is fun, but then don't ask me to guess.
But I want you to guess them because you sound stupid.
It'd be really funny if I just guessed it, and you'd be like,
No, but you almost did that one time. I was listening to it. It was God, what was it? You don't remember this?
I don't remember. I remember being close to one, but I don't remember which one.
God damn it.
It's okay.
Ah!
We'll move on. We'll come back to
I
it.
don't think I can. Anyways, conflict number 4, the hard ones with the hard ones. You didn't guess it? Too bad. Okay.
I did guess it.
Well, we cut all that part out. So
we cut around it.
No. Anyways, Finn and Jake catch Ricardio in the act. They got Princess Bubblegum all tied up with that rope,
Yeah.
pointing bottles at her.
Yeah. Broken bottles.
Broken bottles.
Broken bottles. That's
Extreme-
shop.
And then there's an extreme close-up, way too much detail when
On
he's
the face.
discussing, of Ricardio's face when he discusses plans with her heart and how he wants to make out
out.
with it, and it's disgusting.
So gross.
They end up fighting. I'm trying to wrap this up a little bit because I spent a lot of time talking about something else. They're running around Scooby-Doo style, going through one door out the other, kind of vibe. Eventually, Finn kicks it really hard and starts wailing on him, punching him, and then Ice King's crawling again from the alleyway to the castle or throne room, whatever it is.
Yeah.
And he's like, wait, you know, like, that's my heart.
Yeah.
Don't damage it anymore, please.
And then
Go ahead.
the next part where Finn's like, should we give it back to him because he
Yeah.
is evil?
Jake's I have it all written down, don't worry. So he's like, Finn's pondering if he wants to let him have his heart back because he's
Yeah.
like, well, he is villainous, like he's evil. And Jake says like, I don't want to watch an old man die on Princess Bubblegum's carpet, man.
That's so dark. It's so dark.
Well, he does take his heart back and forces Ricardio in, and as he's sinking into the chest, he goes, "See you guys," and then he's gone.
Yeah. But he does live there in his chest for 2 years.
That's true.
Because he
I-
does come back.
Yes, he does.
Spoiler alert.
Womp womp. Ice King is restored. He says he feels great. And now that he saved the day, he saved the princess, Bubblegum will marry him and live in his dungeon every day. He's like, no, she won't. Yeah, no, I won't. He's like, fine, maybe not today, maybe not tomorrow, but someday. He flies.
And he pieces out.
He smacks his head on the door jam. He's like, oh,
So every time Ice King moves, at least in the early seasons, you can hear like cracking, like joints cracking kind of thing.
Oh.
And Pendleton said that it got to be too much, so they quit doing it because it was like every time he moved, like every time he danced or like a weird motion.
It'd just be subtle bones.
Bone cracking.
Crazy.
Yeah, it was nuts.
Well, it cuts out from the pained noises of him flying away to we're now closed in with the three of them eating spaghetti.
Yeah. And those chairs in the cultural references section
Whoa.
of the wiki, they look a lot like Pop-Tarts.
Oh, cool.
They do. If you look back at it, they look a lot like Pop-Tarts.
Look back at it?
Did I say that wrong?
You tell me to look back at it, Savy?
Yeah, look back at the source material.
Do you not know what the phrase look back at
I
it
don't
means?
know.
Ugh. Our youthful audience will explain.
Uh-oh.
Anyway.
I'm
well,
like, did I say this wrong?
No. Yeah, okay. I'll explain it to you during the break.
If you rewind the footage, how about that?
Now that Ricardio's gone, Princess says, you don't have to be jealous of anyone anymore.
Ooh.
Wink. He said, I never get jealous, with a different face.
Yeah.
Then all of a sudden you hear in her voice, she says, kiss me, Finn. He melts. His face is red. His eyes are popping. He's embarrassed. He's scared, lost, scared, confused. Maybe his dreams are coming true. He
Who knows?
goes to turn over there. It's her.
Yeah.
Upside down.
But she says, oh wait, kiss me, friend.
Trying to do the opposite effect. Anyways, trying to she has a Jake mask on her butt.
And she's like, am I doing this right, Jake?
Yeah, she's doing like a headstand with a Jake mask on her butt.
Yeah.
Asking him if she's doing it right. Then Finn screams.
Nah.
The end.
And as Finn was screaming and the episode was closing, George Takei went, this is for children?
This is for children? Well, that's it for the episode.
Wait, I have a couple more notes.
I'm not saying that we're done. I'm telling you my part's over. Jesus Christ.
Because we ran real fast through the Ricardio bit at the end.
Okay. Goddamn.
Goddamn. So the scene where Ricardio comes to the container and like breaks glass bottles
Yes.
was censored in Spain and the UK.
Makes sense. It's violent.
You know,
Implies violence.
the stabbing portion.
Yeah.
But him entering in the container was left in, at least in the UK. And then the following lines were cut in Spain, Italy, Australia, the Philippines, and the UK.
Gotcha.
And that's the part where Princess Bubblegum's like, Finn, Jake. And Ricardio's like, you were right about me all along, Finn. And the making out portion, that was
Right.
cut. Also, the following was cut in those countries was one step closer now, remove her heart. And the whole part where she's like, I feel like a big idiot for doubting you. He was just so engaging. But his knowledge on plantoids is actually pretty weak. And the shut your mouth up princess bit. So those parts were cut.
It's like the whole last scene was kind of cut.
Kind of. And the I'm going to smooch that heart, it will be my bride is where it cuts off on the section that was removed. And so the shave time was 16.5 seconds in the UK and Spain and 36.5 seconds in Australia and the Philippines.
Nice.
Which is a long time.
Yeah.
That's a lot of episode. But that's all I have now.
Great.
Where's the snail?
Snail is on the dance floor next to Princess Bubblegum at I have the timestamp.
It's really early. It's like right in the beginning. But it's also I saw it on my first watch, like
Me too.
rewatch through, you know?
Oh, my first watch I saw it.
No, I mean because we're rewatching it, right?
Well, yeah, okay.
So my first watch this time, not when we first saw it.
Right.
Yes.
3:32 is the timestamp I have.
Yeah.
It's right next to Princess Bubblegum.
On the dance floor in like that wide party shot, you know?
Yep. When there's the circle all around him.
Yeah.
Yeah, with Ricardio.
Ricardio.
Well, we will see you guys in the second half with some food, hopefully we made, but not without getting some money towards our show.
With our very real ad.
Our very real ad. It's coming up right about now in like 5, 4...
See you guys.
3... What's next?
Did you forget the numbers?
Yeah.
2.
2... 1...
Is this like a literacy one?
Blast off!
Goodbye, guys.
Well, howdy, listeners. It's country music legend Rusty Bucket, and this episode is brought to you by Webnest. Yeah, the site builder I've mentioned before. I'm basically talking about it constantly. On tour, wherever. You know, I say it all the time. You know who I am, Rusty Bucket. Anyways, my blog, Webnest, the site where I sell those weird hot sauce themed greeting cards, also Webnest. It's like your dream website and a super chill designer had a baby, and it was raised by a drag and drop wizard. I'm not even kidding. I used to stress for weeks about getting a site online. Coding? Not for me, I'm just a simple boy. But with Webnest, I had my portfolio live in like 2 hours, and it didn't even look like it was made in 2007, which ironically was the last time I was happy. It looked professional. People ask me, who built this for you? I just smirked. I was like, it's me, baby. Me and Webnest. And because you listen to this podcast, you get the hookup. Use promo code DUDELICK50. Yeah, wait, what? DUDELICK50? Anyway, that's the promo code, I guess. At checkout, use DUDELICK50 to get 50% off your first domain or website. That's half off, people. Half off. So head over to webnest.co. Yeah, that's webnest.co, not .com. It's unnecessarily confusing. Just go to webnest.co and get building. Oh, God, they don't pay me enough for this shit.
This ad is for comedic purposes only. Any companies, products, or services mentioned are completely fictional and should not be taken seriously. This ad serves as a wildly self-indulgent attempt to launch a voice acting career. No actual endorsements, partnerships, or corporate conspiracies were harmed in the making of this ad. Many will enter, few will win. Enjoy responsibly.
All right, guys, we are back. Thank you for waiting. I'm currently not, I don't know, I guess you guys didn't have to wait, but I'm not looking at Savy's dish I'm looking at the waveform of the audio going right now because I'm not allowed to look, so.
Yes, don't perceive me. I don't want to be perceived right now.
Okay, deal.
So mine is just harder to cover.
But you gotta go first because I can't.
That's why I'm going to go first because it's harder to cover.
Sure.
So, Seth, go ahead and take a look.
Oh, that's cute. A lot of tomatoes.
It's called the Valentine from Hell.
I see. It's heart-shaped.
Yes, it's heart-shaped. So it's on one half tomatoes, the other half
You
is
said
sliced
that.
chicken.
It was in the commentary, right?
Yeah.
Valentine from Hell, when Tom Kenny said it?
Yes, but the original inspiration was when Tom Kenny was saying, would you like chicken or fish? You know, but Ricardio was holding up a duck.
Mm-hmm.
I thought, oh, I'll make a duck dish. And I was looking at stuff, and I realized our local grocery store doesn't carry duck.
Correct.
Not normally. That's like a specialty thing, I guess. So I don't cook duck ever, and that's probably why.
Makes sense.
So I ended up going with his audio of would you like chicken or fish? And
Gotcha.
then I made, in Ricardio fashion, a heart-shaped little dish here.
And you know I don't eat fish, so.
That too. I was like, he's not gonna want that.
So.
And Jake, I don't know if you heard from the other room, but when I was dishing him up, because, you know, this is also our dinner,
Right.
he was like, the octopus. And I'm like, he's not supposed to know that.
I heard him say the squid. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, the squid or whatever.
But, yeah, I mean, I didn't think he was serious.
No, he was joking.
Yeah.
But I was like, he's not supposed to know
so
that.
So it's just tomatoes and chicken, right? And
with balsamic and feta and some basil.
When I was like, what's this? You're like, that's balsamic. Don't worry about it.
Don't worry about it.
Got it. Let's try it.
Chicken's a little cold because we had to wait, but
That's pretty good.
yeah, it ended up cooking well. It took a while, but it cooked well. I was thinking something light, something that someone would want to have on a Valentine's Day.
That's good.
Nothing crazy.
Not gonna eat too much of that right now, but
The feta is nice.
I love feta.
Bright cheese, you know.
Great cheese.
It does well with the tomatoes. I love feta and tomatoes.
That's good. Do we need a reminder of our new scale?
Please.
Okay, so our new scale, as of now, this is the third episode with it.
I think so.
We start at number 1, being the lowest. Unacceptable.
Of course.
Of course. Number 2, boom boom. For a 3 rated dish, we got
Check, please.
Check, please. And then controversial number 4 is flip with the zip.
Yep.
Not controversial number 5 is nooch. Also controversial number 6 is grease. Number 7 is schmauzow.
That's one I always forget.
I know. 8 is slamacow. 9 is tops blueby,
Not the top.
which you would think would be the top.
But the top is...
mathematical. So we will be discussing our ideas.
Yeah, we don't normally taste it right away, huh? We usually look at both and then taste.
Yeah. that's okay.
That's fine. I guess, what would you rate it then, since we're here?
Since we're already here, well, I love chicken. It's one of the few meats I eat. I like chicken.
That's true.
And I
huh?
like chicken and turkey pretty much exclusively.
That's mostly what I eat. Sometimes pork, and then very rarely beef.
Yeah, I mean, I eat whatever's given to me.
Sure.
You know?
Sure. Yeah.
I'm not gonna be like, oh, red meat, like.
I don't eat that.
So I don't say, oh no, get out.
What
of
if
here.
someone gave you fish?
That I would not eat. If you guys don't know, if I haven't explained the lore, I watched a documentary, it made me really sad. So commercial fishing, don't like it.
Yeah. Would you eat a fish if you caught it?
Yes,
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Just checking.
because oh my god, I want to go crabbing so bad.
Oh, let's go crabbing.
Let's go crabbing. 'cause
Let's go.
I don't have any equipment.
the foraging trip that I took
Mhm.
recently. Weird lore that I'm dropping here. But they also do a crabbing
I fucking
one.
love crabbing. I mean, I've never been crabbing, but I love crab.
The
is what I meant.
concept of crabbing.
It sounds cool. I just want to put a thing like a cage in the water.
And just wait.
I think it's too early to rate right now. I need to go in for another bite.
Go for another bite, dude.
Let's do a tomato this time. With some feta.
You can use a fork too. Using your hands like an animal.
I had to try that feta tomato combination.
It's
you've
a
been bragging about.
it's a very simple dish. Like, it's not super complex.
It's like 4 ingredients, right?
Pretty much. I mean, there was supposed to be fresh basil, but the
Oh, you
basil,
said basil.
like, it went bad, so I used dried.
Okay.
So it was fine.
So 5 ingredients, which is
Yeah.
they're good, and that's simple. Is
And salt and pepper, baby.
ooh. Well, let me think. Simple but effective. I'm gonna give this a slam a cow
That's pretty high, honestly.
because I like chicken a lot.
Yeah,
I'm
I
not
did
the-
play into like the flavors you like.
I'm not the biggest tomato person,
Mhm.
like on like just tomatoes on their own. But I think conceptually, like the heart shape, I really like.
Mhm.
I like that it's both red and then also meat, but not red meat.
Yeah.
So I appreciate that.
Yes, yes.
Meat like the heart, and
Mhm.
which is a gross way to think about your heart as meat.
It's a muscle.
It's meat. But yeah, I really like it, and it really captures how much I hate this episode by being Ricardio shaped.
Oh, I was like, because you hate it?
Yes. No, I'm kidding. It's really good, and I love chicken, and the
Good.
way you prepared it was nice.
I thank you.
And it wasn't dry.
I figured
for
because
once.
shut up. My
Just
chicken is never dry. I figured since last time was such a complicated dish, I thought I'd go.
Oh yeah, that shit was okay. So full disclosure, we took like a 2-week break.
We did after that.
So
Because we were also doing some side quest stuff, and we were just busy.
yeah,
So it was like a lot going on.
Took a 2-week recording break, so we're finally
Because
back.
of Stanley's family.
Because of that specifically, I haven't recovered. That was so much.
It was a lot going on.
All right. Well, my food's probably cold by now, but close your eyes.
Closing. Closed. I don't know why my hands are in front of them.
Yeah, you can just close your eyes like an adult.
No, what if I peek?
And open.
Oh my goodness, what is it?
It
Oh, it's
is.
still warm.
Oh, good.
Mm-hmm.
It's actually
Looks good.
it's the first time I've actually ever made like Asian food by myself.
Mhm.
Like I've made it with like roommates and friends before. This is the first time I've ever done this. This is a peanut noodle
Oh yeah.
or peanut pasta. Guess noodles. I don't know what to call it. It's called Thai peanut noodles recipe. Oh,
Yeah.
minus the word recipe because I'm just reading it. What's in
What's
it?
your dish called?
It's my dish is you're probably like, why is it peanut noodles or whatever?
Yeah.
But it is because of when Finn and Jake, it's literally a one-liner when Jake is bailing Finn out of that conversation with, and he says, we got peanut monsters to slay. And I was like, I told you, I was like, I texted her earlier today saying like, I had no idea what to make until the second time I watched through it, and I heard it once and I was like, yep.
Yeah, yeah.
Immediately I went Asian noodles because like I know like they'll have
That's really
they had like
funny.
peanuts at like the Mongolian barbecue
Yeah,
and
yeah.
stuff. And I was like, that's a great flavor and I love that.
Yeah, we went abstract on this one.
Yeah.
We
Instead
didn't
of-
like try to recreate anything.
No, we went
'Cause-
very literal. I mean, because at the end there's the spaghetti.
and we didn't want to redo that.
No, like 2
and then
episodes removed.
it was just a whole banquet of desserts, and I was like, so that's gonna kill me.
Fucking- yeah.
And also, I didn't have time for that. So
So I'll tell you
Let's
what's in
try
it.
it.
We have almond butter,
Mhm.
because I didn't have actual peanuts and nor peanut butter. Soy sauce, sesame oil, some brown sugar in there, a little tiny bit of honey.
This is really good.
Really? I haven't tried it yet. I mean, I tried one noodle of it, but that's good. And then some chili paste. I was thinking about sriracha, but I wasn't sure if you had it, and so I just got chili paste. I don't know if
I don't think I do.
I don't think anyone has sriracha. Isn't there isn't like extinct or something now?
Extinct. Well, there's like other kinds. Yeah. Not
Like-
that brand. Yeah.
Anyways, apple cider vinegar, and
Apple cider.
garlic, ground ginger, and egg noodles.
Awesome.
So
Well, it's really tasty because I already snuck a bite because it smells good.
it's topped with some shaved carrots too, or shredded. I don't know what that's called. But I'm gonna eat some of this real quick.
You definitely got it on this one.
Oh yeah, dude. Fuck yeah.
You did great, dude.
Thank you.
And I'm so proud of you for stepping outside of your comfort zone.
Yeah, I never make Asian food, and I really like it. It's just like it never comes to mind. Also, when I'm like thinking about foods to make, this is me being vulnerable. When it comes to like foods I make, like I don't step out of my comfort zone because I just know a few things to make, and I know it'll be easy, and I can do it, and I've done it before. Like I don't want to mess up, especially on the show. It's like I want to not mess up and give you something bad.
The show is where you do risks, dude.
I know. It's actually something I've been working on in my life in general. By this point, we were discussing...
I'm just gonna keep eating,
This
sorry.
By this point, a couple of like episodes ago, we were talking about special like secret projects I got going on. Thus, the birth of Baby Sheep.
You're telling them?
Well, yeah, I mean, it's already out. You know what I mean?
But not the world doesn't know who it is.
Nah, it's fine. Thus, the birth of my alter ego in my music projects. Basically, I've just found I just don't want to put pressure on myself anymore and just have fun, do whatever I like think of. I don't have self-doubts and thinking like, oh, you can't do this because you've never done it before. Well, that's how you do new stuff. And so even just if this dish is an example of me not listening to those inner voices that are annoying and mean to me, you know, it's just as simple as making a freaking Thai noodle dish. It's like basically pad Thai.
It's perfect. It's awesome.
And you were eating for a while, so I had to monologue.
Yeah,
So
sorry.
I imagine that means you like it.
I'm also just like really hungry,
too.
but yes, I did like it a lot.
My turn.
I'm like, it's like 9 o'clock at night. We haven't had dinner yet.
It was like the second thing I've eaten. Like I had at like 10 a.m. some
Jeepers.
food. Yeah.
Yeah, no, this is awesome. This is really good.
Well, thank you.
I am gonna say
Do I get the 10 for being vulnerable?
you're gonna get the 10.
Whoa.
I will say I would have preferred a little more sauce.
Yeah, I did run low on the sauce.
And that's fine. But taste wise and like going out of your comfort zone and trying something different and everything, like you're gonna get the mathematical because it turned out great. Especially because it's like
do like
you've
it.
never made it before, you know.
Well,
yeah.
thank you very much.
It was yummy.
Yeah, the spaghetti a couple weeks ago, that was also like when you had the ants on a log and I had spaghetti. I'm like, yeah, those are two really easy things.
Yeah.
I feel like things like this, it's gonna make the show fun.
Absolutely.
Like when we just push it a little bit more.
Yeah, that's where the Stanley's family thing, I was like, we're getting real creative
Yeah.
with this.
Hopefully we won't have to get creative.
It was
to
cursed, but it was fun,
Yeah,
you know?
I don't know. I was just really excited by this one.
No, it's good.
I had a lot of doubts even the whole time cooking. I made the sauce. I'm like, that doesn't look right. You know, like just the color. I'm like, what the hell is going on?
I know you said that you weren't sure if you were going to like what you were making, and I was like,
Yeah.
what?
Sometimes, because like I will say, I said this to you off camera. I said like hitting off mic. That
And off camera.
right.
As far as we
It's
know.
true. I don't love. No, I do love Asian food. It is hit or miss with me sometimes, like especially when stronger flavors like ginger.
Yeah, I think you just got to try more of it
I
to
do.
find like what your niche in there is, you know?
I'm
like-
sure I do. Yeah, but I also traditionally don't like things with vinegar in them. You know what I mean? Like I'm not a
That's
vinegar
true.
guy. I'm not a soy sauce guy. I'm not a ginger guy. So I'm like, there's 3 ingredients here that I'm like, don't love.
Yeah, but the combo. See, that's
But
the thing.
they
It's
work.
like when it is together.
It's like
it
ratatouille,
works.
you know, with the strawberry and the cheese.
And I am not a vinegar person. I'm not like a bitter person
Mm.
either. But yeah, I do like apple cider vinegar mixed in with things, or like as part of a dressing, or like a red wine vinegar and olive oil, you know,
Mm-hmm.
sort of dressing thing. Like that's because it has a little zest, a little you know.
Little-
It's not just oil like sitting there,
Yeah,
you
I
know.
guess I'm not out here like drinking vinegar, but you know,
Right.
like
I do sometimes, but not because I want to. It's for health stuff.
Ah.
Like I do like apple cider vinegar infusions.
It is hard to say fast, isn't it?
Apple cider vinegar, yeah. That's why I do ACV.
Akabut.
And because it's easier. But yeah, I do infusions with herbs and stuff.
Cool.
So for like immune boosting stuff. And then I have like a bitters formula to help with digestion.
Sweet.
So I do that, and I hate the taste of it, but it helps.
Right.
You know?
It is good for you. I understand. But
And some people love the taste of it. So like, you know the fire cider that I make?
yeah.
That's the one that's for like immune system.
Apple cider
People
vinegar in that one.
Yeah, it's like
Almost all of that.
it's apple cider vinegar, and then it's like garlic, onions, jalapenos, a bunch of random herbs, not random, but like a ton of
just
herbs.
random. I find
Just
some
throwing it in there.
in the parking lot.
Horseradish. Did I say ginger?
Nope.
Yeah, ginger.
A lot of strong flavors.
A lot of strong flavors, and then it's apple cider vinegar, and it's all like it macerates in there for like a month, you know. And then you strain it out and you add honey.
This is for free, you guys.
I'm not giving the recipe, but there's all the things that are like in it.
Giving the ingredients, not the recipe.
Yeah, my ratios are what people love. I also add sliced up lemon and sliced up orange into it. Not that it needs more acid, but
No, it's gonna burn a hole in someone.
but it actually, apple cider vinegar apparently is like good for helping a lot of stuff. And brother-in-law
And your brother-in-law.
and my brother-in-law used apple cider vinegar when he was having like ulcer issues.
Gotcha.
Yeah,
Gotta burn them out.
no, for some reason it was like stimulating the right
Yeah,
gastric stuff.
There's some like hormonal things. I don't know what it takes care of, but it gets it gets stuff going.
It helps for some reason. It helps your digestion. It helps a lot of stuff. It pulls out certain things and certain herbs. You
and
know,
if you guys were here for the apple cider vinegar podcast,
Yeah.
it's down the hall.
it's down the hall and to the left. But yeah, no, people love my fire cider, and they're like, I've made it before, but this tastes so good. I'm like, cool, I hate it. You know? I'm glad you like it though.
Well, that's good. It's not for you, but
Yeah, exactly.
excuse me.
Hey, whatever helps.
Yeah.
You know.
Well, why don't you play us out here, Savs?
Thank you guys so much for listening. You can find us on Instagram at DDJLS Podcast. You can email us at ddjlspodcast@gmail.com. And you can find us on YouTube at Dude Don't Just Lick Stuff or at DDJLS Podcast if you're inclined to search that way. We'll be posting pictures on the Instagram as well as the community tab on YouTube. And I think that's about it.
Do we mention, because I don't think we have a TikTok yet, right?
We have a TikTok, but we haven't posted anything to it yet.
At this time, and again, it is
As of recording, but by the time this is released, you probably...
hopefully.
I hope. This is like a month and a half later, so we'll find out.
Well, this has been a fun one, I think.
Yeah, it's a good ep. Good first step back,
Good
you know.
sewed.
From our little break.
I almost said sciatica. Sabbatical.
Okay, I was like, where are we going? From our sciatica.
Sigh.
All right, guys, see you later.
All right, and 3, 2, 1, play
Play
the
the
outro.
I really wasn't sure what you were doing. I was gonna go, love you, bye.
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 So we started recording on both fronts,
Well, we did we?
and now all 3 fronts.
Oh my goodness.
We are recording.
Oh my god.
Oh my god! All right, gang.
Gang gang.
Gang. So, am I doing the intro today?
Shit, who did the intro
I don't
last
know.
time?
Okay.
Hey. We back.
We back. We back. We back.
We back. We back. We back.
We
We back.
And he's very talented. Is he alive? Is he
Yeah, he's alive.
He's still alive?
I'm pretty sure.
I don't know. I feel like I heard
Are
something.
you doing this for a bit?
No, this is real.
Okay.
I'm genuinely not sure if he's...
I'm pretty sure he's alive.
Look it up.
Hold on. Hey Google, is George Takei alive? Hold on. Brain.
Center.
Meow.
Fucking Ricardio. I
Yeah.
almost said George Takei. But Lumpy Space Princess kind of interrupts, kind of, dare I say, no, I'm not going to say cock blocks, never mind.
All right, we'll cut around
Yeah.
that.
Needless to say, Ice King,
Ice cream.
ice cream track, he did.
Like question mark exclamation point. You
Was
know,
it really necessary to get that line clear?
we'll cut it probably, but I just didn't want to like leave it with me going. Yeah.
I think you could be bitter sometimes.
Shut up.
See?